What is going on, YouTube? It's King Games 29 here. Sorry I haven't uploaded in about a week or two. I've been going through midterms, so I'm done with those. I'm on spring break finally, and I can get you more videos now and deck profiles and updates and all those shenanigans. Before I get into the deck profile, I just want to give another quick shout out to Scoop Phase. I'll leave a link in the description below. He's doing sponsorships for different channels and stuff, and just Yu-Gi-Oh people in general. So go check him out. He's a really cool guy. We need more people for his Scoop Phase thing. So without further ado, let's get into deck profile. It's gonna be a Qliphort deck profile, and a lot of you know if you've been subscribed to me that I love Qliphort. It's one of the best decks, I think, in my opinion, and it just counters so many things like in the meta. And I actually topped locals with this my previous Sunday, so without further ado, let's get into it. We got the one scout. Obviously, you'd be playing more if it was legal, but you're definitely going to need this always, always, always. Scout is your number one monster in the pendulum zone, and you just pay 8, put your helmet on. The monolith, also the next thing to scout, one of the best things. This is your draw engine. 2400 too. Also, when loser turns on the field, you can just like pendulum summon this and it'll still be in attack mode. So another really good card, 2400. 3 carrier. I like 3 of all the little Qliphorts. When you normal summon it, it's a level 4 1800, and then when you tribute it, it bounces a card. Very simple stuff. And then when he's in the pendulum scale, all your Qliphort monsters gain 300. So pretty good. I like him. He's a bounce. Got to get over those Zodiac cards. They're super annoying. And a bunch of other stuff, like Invoked and stuff. 3, Helix. This deck hates back row. You don't want to deal with that shit. You're just going to get rid of it with Helix. Because once he's tributed, you get to destroy a spell trap on the field. And it also 1800, level 4 when you normal summon him. And then when he's in the pendulum scale, your opponent's monsters lose 300 attack. So sometimes it's kind of good. In certain situations, if your scout's already gone, you might want him in the pendulum zone. Very good card. Gonna need 3 of them. Next, we got the 3 stealth. One of your MVP monsters you want to tribute for. He's 2 tributes, and when you tribute summon him, you return a card on the field, and your opponent can't chain to it, which is really, really good. And then also, like the other ones, he's normal summonable, level 4 1800, gains 300 for all cleaves when he's in the pendulum zone, and then unaffected by level 7 and lowers, which is probably the most important part, because he's the biggest guy you have in the deck. Also tied with him is you're playing 1 shell. This is just another 9 scale because you're playing a lot of 1 scales and you just kind of want to range it. Plus he's really good for OTK since he can attack twice when you tribute summon for him. And then he's just like all the other Qliphorts, like how I explained. Next under the spells, 3 card demise. You're going to have to play this card. This card is just insane. You draw 3 cards when you have no cards in your hand, so you set everything, you put everything in the pendulum zone, and you draw 3. And then hopefully you can make a good play from there. It's really, really good. The only downside is like you can't special summon and your opponent can't take damage, but you can still attack and stuff, which is really, really important to know. And you can get over some problematic stuff with that. So I really like this card demise staple in Qli Demise. 2 summoner art. I'm not playing 3. I think 3's stupid. It clogs. You're gonna need those scales though, but eventually, like, you'll have a scout in your hand, and then you'll be able to search the monolith, and then you're gonna have a dead summoner's art. It's really, really annoying when you have the dead summoner's arts. I get annoyed at least, so I only play 2. Next we have 2 Pot of Duality. I didn't like 3 clogged, and it just felt awkward, guys. I think 2 is fine. You just want to keep digging for your key combo pieces, and you just want to shut your opponent down so they can't play Yu-Gi-Oh! In this deck. 2 MST. Unfortunately, you have to play this over Twin Twister, but this does the same thing, gets rid of those stupid back row that you don't want. Stops Tenki, stops all the other shenanigans in this format. So MST over Twin Twister because you don't want to get rid of the stuff in your hand. Plus you're playing card demise, which makes you end with no cards, so you can't discard with Twin Twister. 2, the Necro Valley, main deck. A lot of shit happening in the grave this format. You don't want that shit moving out of the grave. You want to keep it in the grave. Don't want stuff removed from play either, so this keeps everything in the graveyard in check. Infernoid, I hate Infernoids. They're like one of my worst matchups. They always draw broken against me for some reason. Really, really, really hate that deck, but this is a good counter against it and a good main deck worthy card for Qliphort at least. 2 Chalice, just another monster negator. Just it shuts down your opponent, slows them down. That's what you want to do. You want to slow your opponent down, get to your combo pieces, then win the game. Just very slow, methodical, and simple in this deck. 1 Sacrifice. Wish you could play more, but it's a really good card. Plus, it's searchable off of Qliphort Scout. 1 Monarch Stormforth. Just again to get over that nasty stuff that you don't want to deal with. I actually won a game by tributing a Zodiac Trident, and just he couldn't do anything because he exhausted his whole hand for the 1 Trident. It was really funny. Onto the traps. MVP of the deck, Dark Bribe. This won me so many games. Interrupting Kaiju Slumber, I negated twice or 3 times, I think. Then I also negated like a Regeki and stuff, so this card is really clutch, and I think it's one of the MVPs of the deck. Plus it's counter trap, so you can't really go wrong with that. And they're like, oh my god, you draw 1 card, you should never play this, oh. But it's, who cares, it's 1 card, and you stopped like one of their main cards, and they can't really do anything that turn, so. Dark Bribe, MVP, IMO. Rivalry, a Warlords, ×2. A lot of different types with Kaiju and all that shenanigans. And Zodiac, their extra deck is really different, but their main deck is mostly Beast Warrior. The Invoked Wind Witch artifact deck that has a lot of types, so that could shut that down. So I really like this card, and it should be main decked in Qliphort, so there's 2 of those. 2 Drowning. I prefer Drowning over the other Mirror Forces. I don't want my opponent to have cards on the field. I want them off the field and then just Pendulums on the next turn and just kill them. So this is just my personal Mirror Force tech, I guess, over Quaking and the regular Mirror Force. 2 Lose a Turn. Lose a Turn is one of your MVPs also. Switches your opponent's monsters to defense and their effects are negated. You have to control no special summon monsters in order to activate this, which kind of sucks. I kind of got screwed doing that one of my rounds, but then I managed to tribute all my special summon monsters and then be able to activate this, so that kind of helped. But pretty good. I like it. Another skill drain, basically. Here's the one-ofs. Vanity's Emptiness, simple. Skill drain, pay 1,000. Same thing as Lose a Turn, but better. Soul Transition, tribute a dude and draw 2. Mainly you want to tribute the Carrier and the Helix on your opponent's turn. And then the Solemn Brigade, just 1 and 1. So that's 40 cards in the main deck. And then the extra deck, honestly, it doesn't even matter. I only went into it once, and I made a Magister Paladin, or the guy that lets you search a Pendulum, and I searched a Scout to win, but we're going to go over everything. I'm playing 2 Cowboy because I actually had a situation once where I could play 2 Cowboy, and I didn't, and I lost because of it, so I always play 2 Cowboy now. Steel Swarm Roach, just another generic rank 4. Abyss Dweller, graveyard stuff, stops that. Ragna Zero for the Zodiacs. Photon Papilloperative to just switch stuff from defense, I guess, to offense and kill them faster. Diamond Direwolf, staple. Dark Rebellion to have a huge attack monster. Castel, here's the, Magister Paladin, the Ascending Draco Slayer, full name. 101, Giant Hand, the Crazy Box, and the Utopia Brothers. Alright, so that's it. Hope you guys enjoyed. Play some Qliphorts. Leave a like, comment, subscribe, and see you guys in the future. Peace.